Yeah, that's me, with a medic during my first ultramarathon. I'm also about to buy my first house and accidentally sort my life out. Come on.
Let me take you back.
This is the story of me training for my first ultramarathon, but also not really. This is the story of the last 9 months of my life. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. But it wouldn't be fun to watch if it wasn't. So, there you go.
So what's the point? My aim with this video is to build myself and my body into what I'm calling an ultra house.
If you convert your home to an Ultra House 3000, you'll never have to do housework again.
See, because of the two things, the ultra marathon and the house happening back to back. A version of me that can contain an ultra marathon. A version of me that would become unshakable in handling something I've never had and always been a little bit scared of. An ultra house to live in, an ultra house that I can move forward and be able to enter the next chapter of my life in.
And in a way, I did achieve that, but very much in ultramarathon fashion. I think I took the long way.
But we'll get back to that. What's an ultra, you might ask?
One for the money, no for the shop.
An ultramarathon is any running event that extends over a marathon distance.
Over 42.2 kilometers. Ultras start at around 50k, 31 miles, and can go up to 3,100 miles. In the case of the self-transcendence, 3,100. Surprising name. Yeah, I'm not doing that, but 50 sounds good.
I've done a fair bit of what I would call mid-long distance running.
See my last video for that. But I wouldn't call myself a long distance runner. Oh, hang on, one sec.
Hello. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Alright, cool. Yeah, no, I'll be there sometime this afternoon, if that's okay. I'm gonna go get a house. Time to get my keys. So this is how this is going to go. As I settle into this physical house, each room is going to get an ultramarathon lesson from training, meaning the house I live in will also become an ultra house, as it's built off the back of ultramarathon training. Does that make sense? Yeah? It'll be just like Grand Designs, but with less building and more jogging? Get in a room, get all nostalgic about training, find a lesson, decorate the room. Room, training, lesson, room. Room, training, lesson, room. Yeah. It's all connected. It is all of it connected.
Let me catch you up real quick. Got broken up with, moved out of the house we shared. I decided to buy a house of my own. Waited. Moved back in with my parents while I waited for the house to go through. Waited. Started running really fast for a bit. Waited. Signed up for an ultramarathon. Waited.
With all this waiting, I had a lot of time to think before starting training.
4 years. It's been 4 years since I ran a marathon distance. It's funny, an awful lot can change in 4 years. An awful lot can happen. People come and go. A lot can change with you. Your body changes, weight changes, muscles change. It's still your body, but it's a new, different version of your body that you live in. A new house is very similar. All the stuff inside is still my stuff, but a new house always feels different somehow. Some things feel distant when they once felt new. Old things can feel new and exciting again, but it all still belongs to you. So even though the house changes, your contents remain the same. It all just needs to be rearranged to feel settled again. So as your body changes with time, the house you live in every day will change. And the way you feel about things fitting in shifts and changes too. A change in the house can change how the stuff inside feels and how it all fits. What I'm saying is, aging is weird.
Let's jump into some training then, shall we?
At the start of my training here, my body was feeling everything. I did my first and only double day of my training block, 18k of hilly coastal paths and then an easy 10k later that day. I was struggling to find time. My body was getting more tired and I just felt stretched thin. And it really felt like my training didn't quite have its place yet.
In making this living room feel good, I took what I learned from the start of my training. I let the house tell me what it needed, instead of introducing things too fast.
I worked with the house. With the wooden features and the warm log burner, I brought warm orange accent colours to match the fire, and kept the palette to various woods, as well as greens in the plants and smaller secondary accents to complement the natural vibe. I listened to the house, which is not something I can say I did at the start of my training.
And I really felt like my body was trying to tell me something.
Brutal. This is really quite something.
Am I using my house to illustrate my points? Yes. Whether you listen to the house or not, which I didn't at the start of my training, sometimes it takes time to find where things go in a house. It's kind of expected that things might not settle right away.
Sometimes it can be hard to try and put something in your house that doesn't have a place yet. It can feel weird, odd, or misplaced, like it's not yours for a while. Moving my stuff into a new house is the same as me reintroducing long distance running again to this version of my body. And I needed to figure out where it could go and how it fits alongside everything else.
Something I am now very aware of is sometimes things take time. With 5 weeks to go to the Ultra, I was really struggling to have training fit comfortably with everything else in my life. And I was more focused on being back at my parents' house. I didn't really have a choice, and they were being great. I'd just been through a breakup, and my life, my routines, like everything, had just been flipped upside down. I was just kind of feeling sorry for myself, to be honest.
I had a slightly easier long run at this point in my training, only 20k, in the rain. What perfect, pathetic fallacy for where I was at that week.
In knowing some things take time, I'm not worried about this dining room. Dining room? Maybe more of a den? I don't know. I had to alter furniture, build new pieces. I'm still yet to buy a few things I need. It's still not there yet, but some things do take time. I wanted this room to be a creative space outside of my office or work. That's an interesting thing to try and figure out in a new space. It's just something to be aware of that takes time. So much like my training 5 weeks before the race, when I was kind of forcing it and it was kind of uncomfortable, it didn't have its place yet. Much like this room, it might just need a little more time to settle in. But that time wasn't the week after either. To continue with the tough training, I found long distance running so much harder this time around. I thought it might be easier because, well, I mean, I'd already been there, but it was tough. I think being in a weird place in your life, an emotional place, while going through training like this, is not the best way to do it. Becoming okay with long distance running is very uncomfortable, whatever you're going through in life. Might be injuries, high emotions, work. I was kind of expecting something would need moving around to help it fit better. That weekend's long run was 17.5k, in the middle of a heat wave, so it completely wiped me out. And with an 8k charity run the next day, it wasn't really rest for my body that week. You know, it's funny how much my body just did not take to the slight increase of pressure. Change is a funny thing. Sometimes it's a choice. Sometimes it's forced upon us. It's never tidy. I heard from friends who have run ultras before that a huge part of the struggle is not just physical, but mental.
Just don't.
Not giving in and fatiguing mentally. You know, my dog has some fight, but I didn't know how I'd fare with something like this. So a big part of this Ultra House mission was to be proactive in clearing out some clutter mentally, so I wasn't getting in my own way. What does that mean? I don't know. Hey look, it's past me figuring that out. What I found the answer to be was working on staying present. Present in myself, present in the run I was running, and present with everything in life. What I landed on that really helped me was journaling. Learning to let go and accept your present moment in how you feel, in your emotions and your body. And slowly working to recognize and understand what affects you and working to let go of the things not affecting you right now. One of those things that's worth mentioning here is ego. Letting go of the need to prove myself to others or even myself. It's not an easy thing to do. I'm not completely free of it. But I've been trying to hit my goals because I want to. And I'm doing it out of curiosity, just to see if I can. Not fear or insecurity or competition or trying to prove myself. Something I learned is that the goal of healing isn't to get rid of or ignore a wound. It's to let it heal, surprisingly. And know that wounds will still hurt from time to time. They are wounds. But acceptance of those feelings and working to be present enough to let go of the reactions, that's the goal. For me, it helped me let go of reaching for things that I thought I needed, a lot of which came from a place of needing to prove myself. Surprisingly, as I calmed down, I stopped running out of anger or competition. And this summer, I hit every single one of my PBs. Multiple times. A calm run is a fast run. In a way, this summer's emotional work on myself, I completely rearranged where things sat in my house for decades. A complete refresh. And I now know where everything is. And I assumed the objective was to get rid of things that you no longer need. But I think it's just about acceptance. Acceptance that you have things that will no longer serve you in your house. But it's your job to be present enough to not reach for them. 3 weeks to race day, and I did a 10k hard effort race on the Friday, in which I got my second fastest 10k. Meaning I reduced my long run that weekend to about 17k. I was finding the longer runs easier and easier, and I was just going through the motions. The running part of running seemed to be falling into place because I was feeling a lot calmer when I was running. This is the reason I've kept this bedroom in my new house as clean and as neutral as possible. A space for resetting and reconnecting to myself. A space to be present in, and so I can start and end each day in presence.
It's not a bloody film set, it's my bedroom, you know what I mean?
Looking back to 2 weeks before race day, I had my longest training run of 36k. I was feeling really confident going into this run. That falling into place quickly turned into falling back out. This was a really tough run. Not only because it was just shy of 6k of a marathon for training, this was still 14k shy of the distance I needed to cover. I just had to keep myself moving. And it was still very hot. I had a bad reaction to fuel on this run. I tried some new carb powder and my old water pack gave up on me. So I dehydrated a little bit and I was sick towards the end of the run. I assumed I was sick from taking on too much water when I did stop. Spoiler, it was the carb powder. I was still carrying a lot in my house through this training, putting a lot of pressure on myself. And the carb powder and the heat boiling that pot over. The lesson? Don't put too much in your house.
You know, when you plan a route, you just hope a footpath is there because footpaths.com is telling you. Alas, I don't think there's a path here, but I'm gonna go for it anyway and just hope a footpath turns up.
In my efforts to build this new house, letting go of external validation, processing, grieving, one thing I assumed would be unaffected by all of this was my work. With all this rearranging, I didn't make space for it in the house. I didn't leave room. In fact, I'd probably say I didn't have room. I didn't have room for any feedback at that time, when things seemed so unstable. Which meant a little bit of a creative ego death, and finding a new relationship to work. Also, while the company I work for slowly makes everyone redundant, but that's neither here nor there, is it? Very ironically, this office is the final room I'm yet to figure out its vibe. Probably because I'm avoiding it. One of the other things I've been trying to let go of in this time is overworking. But the rest of my life is coming first, which is new for me. So, work can just stay in here. I don't know, maybe I'll do this for a living. Subscribe? Feels weird saying that. I mean, you've gotten this far, so maybe. Maybe in future videos I'll be less dramatic. Speaking of less dramatic.
If I take one more step, Mr. Frodo, it's the furthest away from home I've ever been.
Despite everything I had in my house at this time, 1 week before the Ultra, I felt like I had my best week of training. 1 week before the race, so no club training. Just 2 longer, easier runs, a short little recovery. I didn't even flinch at these runs. I remember feeling so ready.
I never sleep well the night before races, and this Ultra certainly was no different. Having nightmares, all the ways it could go wrong, being lost in the dark with squishy gels and flaky cereal bars falling from the sky.
Okay, let's go.
Here we are, the Ultra. Obviously from the start of this video, you know, this doesn't go to plan, obviously. Obviously this is disappointing. I put in all that effort. I cried a lot when I had to admit defeat, and I had to call it for the sake of my own health. An unexpected spike in the weather that day meant it got very hot again, and my body just couldn't cool down. As well as reaction to the same fuel that I thought would be okay, caused my stomach to not have a good time. I had to drop out at 28.5k. Not a bad effort, and not a bad effort considering I threw up at 19k and had to get through basically another 10k of fields in the heat while feeling nauseous. My friend Jake stayed with me until I could get help, which I'm very grateful for. He was a good friend. Obviously not the outcome I wanted, but maybe that's okay. I think upon reflection, my body wasn't handling training very well. Lots of foreshadowing there that you probably saw coming.
It's like Chekhov's run much? Anyone? No? Okay.
Did I listen to any of the lessons in this video, in my training, or in the Ultra?
No. Basically, no. I learned them all after the fact. Did I listen to the house? No. I ran when I was fatigued, I pushed too hard, and I didn't rest. Did I accept that some things take time? No. I wasn't willing to take no for an answer if I was going to run the ultra that day. I was upset with how long the house purchase was taking. I was annoyed with how long healing was taking. And I was annoyed at how long I was at my parents'. Just a general lack of patience. Like a really bad doctor. Did I have acceptance of the presents? On my birthday? Yes. In general, no. Well, kind of. I think I was still in the early stages when I was running the ultra. I think I still was running with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. Did I have too much in my house? Yeah. A little bit. A little bit. So there was training for an ultra, buying a house, living with my parents, processing the loss of my freedom, my routines, and my old life, loss of personal space and time. I think I was still grieving a breakup at that point. Processing trauma through journaling and therapy, and creative ego death at work. I think just one of those things would be stressful enough. That was just my summer. Basically, the house wasn't stable. As much as the weather was out of my control on the day, I think having all of that in my house at once, I'm surprised I got as far as I did. My dog really has got some fight. I thought that completing an ultra would just make me an ultra house. Maybe I just wanted to say I built myself into an ultra house because it sounded cool, it looked tough, and that I was handling moving on with my life well. There's that ego, needing to prove myself. I obviously didn't plan to fail the ultra, but I think in failing something, you learn all the ways in which you just weren't ready for it, or it's just not your time. Maybe building an ultra house out of yourself was never about the ultra marathon itself. It was about learning to listen to my body, having patience, knowing that some things take time, accepting the house and everything in it and everything you carry, and not putting too much in your house at once. It's about accepting everything as it is, not clearing out the clutter, because houses are allowed to be messy and lived in. People are messy. An overly organised house isn't a home. It's a showroom. I'm sure you can figure out some clever metaphor about superficiality. In learning these lessons in the time since the ultra and applying them to my actual house, I think I've really listened to them myself and what those lessons mean. And I think I've loosened my grip on always needing things to be my way or having to prove anything to others. Because I feel comfortable living in my house, both physical and metaphorical. It's not just a house, it's a home. And I can't say the younger version of me ever felt that way. Might not be perfect. It's a bit messy. But it's mine. Maybe I should rename this documentary from Ultra House to Ultra Home. Just home? It's not as catchy. That's it. I loosened my grip. And I dropped the damn thing. Come on.